Welcome back to Digital Learning. I'm Connie Kolosey, and I'm talking here today with Dennis Russo, who is a grant specialist for the district working with the Personalize Innovates project. And we are specifically talking about the Center of Innovation and Digital Learning at Tyrone Middle School and their use of the program OneNote. And I'm going to ask Dennis to show us a little bit more about OneNote. First of all, Dennis, who has access to OneNote?
Everybody in Pinellas County.
Everybody?
Kindergartners up to seniors, teachers, administrators, superintendent, everybody.
All right. So how do we access it?
Well, we can go right on to our Focus main page. And if you look down at the staff programs, you have the nice little button there. And it also shows up on the students' accounts as well. And when you click on that, it'll bring you to your OneDrive. And all the wonderful programs in your OneDrive are under what we call the waffle up in the left-hand corner.
Excuse me?
Yeah, waffle.
Okay.
Yep. Because it kind of looks like a waffle there. And you have your mail, you have Word and Excel and PowerPoint, but we also have the OneNote app that Miss Boyce was just talking about and her students were talking about. So they get to it right there. So the one thing I wanted to show was what a OneNote looks like. And here we have Miss Boyce's class again. This was the day we were filming the segment. I was taking pictures with my phone and dropping the pictures right into my OneNote account for Personalize Innovates. And this way, I have a nice collection for other teachers to see what was going on in Miss Boyce's class. And very easy, no more uploading or downloading. It's just a couple clicks of a button from my phone, and they're sitting right there waiting for me back when I want to go work on it from my desktop. So other things, without getting too deep, is, you know, it works the same way as any Office file works. You have Word documents. You can put videos in very quickly. It's just a very nice way to keep everything in one spot without having to sign on multiple times. If you're working in teams, multiple people have access to one project essentially to see what's going on, what their teammates are working on. Just Miss Boyce really sold it the best instead of her students. Those sixth graders talking about it. Here's a bunch of PowerPoint files that anybody could access that they want to use in their own classroom they can come get. But really it's just an...
So when, you know, I have a lot of interest, for instance, in this topic of the growth mindset. So you say anybody can come get them. What would that look like?
So if a teacher or an administrator is involved with Personalize Innovates, I will share this with them, and then everything that they have access to, they can come in and just click, either download it to their own computer. If they want to show that PowerPoint to their students, they can show it right from here, or they can kind of put it aside for later and have it ready to go on their desktop whenever they're comfortable for it. But
so did I see here that you had a couple files from actually Miss Boyce's OneNote that she was sharing with her kids?
Yeah, and right up here in this top corner, we can look at all of my different notebooks that I have, and I'm gathering a lot of them. So I have a whole bunch here, and Miss Boyce shared with me her period 8 math advanced class, and I'm not going to go too deep, but I think her welcome page shows up first. So then you can see that's how it's almost like her door sign that she would have on her door, but she also has it for her students right there. And then she can get into section 1 of the math lessons that she's teaching. Some of our schools are also using these for their staff members. I know I have Morgan Fitzgerald. Mr. Hernandez shared me his notebook that he uses with his staff to keep everyone on the same page with what's going on in their school. And this is a place for him to share bell schedules, duty rosters, special schedules of activities happening at the school. And then all of his teachers at his school have their own little folders here. He can communicate with them individually as well. So it's kind of like a canvas that has many uses, and every time another group of people get their hands on it, they come up with new ways to use it to make their work more efficient, and staying within the Pinellas County digital learning world instead of going and finding outside technology that we shy away from.
So it gives everyone in the district, teachers and students, administrators, district people, a place to collaborate.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if the school, and I know that Mr. Hernandez has been a leader here, but if the school wanted to put out their FSA testing schedule, and having been a school-based person, I put it out today, and then it changes a little bit, and so I send it out again tomorrow, and then it changes a little bit, and pretty soon the people I'm sending it to are like, which version are we using?
Yes. So my favorite saying is going to be, it's on OneNote. So whenever anyone says, where is this? It's on OneNote. And that seems to free up a lot of Mr. Hernandez's time trying to keep everyone in the loop. He does it in the OneNote, and his staff knows if he says the bell schedule's out on OneNote, that's the one they're going to trust, and no more hassling or haggling with anything else or chasing emails.
So for a teacher who might be interested in getting started with their students on this, what's step one? Where do you begin?
Step one is probably going into your waffle when you sign in and just opening up a OneNote file and just playing around with it. But I think there are also some trainings available if you go into the True North Logic system to find Office 365 trainings for the people that like real face-to-face introductions to new products.
Yes, in my office we have 4 technology integration coordinators, and they are going out to schools, and they can meet with teachers during planning periods. They can do before school, after school, and really help them get started with this. Right now, most of us are just getting used to the concept of 365, and so while we're here, I'm going to have you take us back to the waffle, which is always up there in that corner. Yep. or somewhere, and look at all of the different things that come up without opening your personal mail. That is, however, your work email. So when you're at home, you have access, or if you log on to another computer, access to it. The calendar is there. And really, for me, 365 is one of those things, as soon as I think I'm understanding what it will do and the power of it, it goes that much deeper. And
yes, that's true. All of these, we are very new to most of these, except for the old Word, Excel, PowerPoints. The rest, we're all just learning their capabilities, so don't feel bad.
What's the difference between OneNote and Class Notebook?
OneNote is a very generic way to share ideas with people. Class Notebook allows you to be the teacher and have students attached to you, and that works the same with principals having teachers attached to them. This one is just everyone shares everything. This one is more, has a kind of a leader and then students attached, so that's the major difference there.
Have you had an opportunity to work with forms at all?
I have.
And what might someone use forms for?
Forms is a good surveying tool. So if you use SurveyMonkey or Google Forms in the past, this would be a nice replacement. And again, it keeps it in your Pinellas County workspace, and very simple to use if you want a quick survey from students, parents, teachers, anyone.
You just type the questions in, you get the responses, and send them a link.
Yep. And I can show you a quick example here. Let's see here. This was me asking principals when they'd like me to stop by to their school. So I just created a couple of choices here for when they would like to meet, and then I get their responses here. I can get it in nice pie graphs if I like, bar graphs, their text that they typed in, so all different types of stuff.
Seems like that would be handy for a lot of reasons. Go ahead.
And this is what it looks like from the user's end when they're filling in my survey there. nice and quick.
I know that way back when I was a teacher, a lot of times I would do student surveys, and to get a feel for how they're doing. This is a very easy thing to have a teacher give student surveys.
Oh yeah, wonderfully easy. We're trying to make, anything that I play around with, I always keep in mind, does a teacher have enough time to do this? Because they're very busy through their day, and if it's takes me too long to figure out and put something together, then I don't suggest it until we find an efficient way to get it out to the teachers. So these are all semi-easy to learn because we're used to the Office products of the past, so they're all a lot of the same functions, and then the time. OneNote is going to take a little more time, but a thing like forms, you could pick up in 5 minutes and have a survey ready to go.
I think if I were looking at this, I would be looking at OneDrive and then OneNote and wondering what's the difference with that.
Well, OneDrive is a collection of everything Microsoft that you have. It gets a little bulky here, but it is where you save everything. Even my notebooks are in here. Excel sheets that I've created, PowerPoints. So the difference between OneDrive is where everything is housed, and it tends to get a little, it looks like the desktops that we used to have with 100 different files on there. So OneNote is a cleaner way to keep things that are important to a specific project or a team you're working with, versus OneDrive is everything that you kind of own.
And so here, though, on your OneDrive, which is basically cloud storage,
Yes.
I see that there's all these notations of shared all the way down here. And so, what's happened with that?
Well, I like to share. I learned that early in life. We're supposed to share. So these are all the things that I've created and shared with other people, and then I can go to the other button and show things that people have created and shared with me. And so you see there, when we were just looking at Miss Boyce and Mr. Hernandez, those are the items there that we were looking at earlier. And they're all housed in here, but they don't look as nice, obviously. We liked them better when we were in OneNote to really see what was going on there. And I love talking about it, so if anyone ever wants to learn more, please.
So let's review again the schools that you're involved with Pinellas Innovates and how they're beginning to use Class Notebook.
Okay. So the first group was Seminole High School, Clearwater High School, Pinellas Park, Northeast, and Lealman. The second group of schools, Tyrone Middle School, Seminole Middle School, Hamilton Diston or Diston Academy. And then now we have 14 new schools for this year, and I'm not going to name all of them. Fitzgerald was being one of them. That's why you see Mr. Hernandez here a lot. And then about 10 to 12 elementary schools. What we're trying to do with OneNote is have a place for teachers to give options to their students. And when I saw Miss Boyce using it in her classroom, I thought it would be a good idea for all of the teachers to have access, because it's free, and the students all have accounts.
So I'm hearing you say something I think is critical. Miss Boyce, you didn't tell Miss Boyce to do this. She, in her innovation, found it, and now she's leading from her classroom.
Yes.
Other teachers in the district that are with Pinellas Innovates. So quickly, when you've named off a lot of schools, how is it starting? Is it like a whole school thing? Is it a small school thing? What?
The principals kind of gather whether or not their teachers are interested in the personalized learning movement. If they are, they apply to be in the program, and then whichever teachers at that school would like to try it are the ones involved. So
Tyrone right now is a small program
Yes.
within the thing, and but we did hear from Ms. Boyce one more time to hear what her aspirations are for the program. Can we navigate ourselves back to Ms. Boyce?
In the near future, I'm hoping for this program that the development just takes off. Right now, we're pretty small. We have just 6th grade and 7th grade, and it's not even full. So I would love to see it just be our entire school, that it's not just this separate magnet program, that we have across the board the digital piece, and that personalized learning really takes off, and that students are allowed to express their voice and their choice in what they're learning.
Thank you for coming in today and being with us, and for your work with Personalize Innovates. We want to thank Ms. Boyce and Ms. Boyce's students for their leadership here in the district. I hope that you'll join us next time on Digital Learning, where we will be looking at our Smartboard project. See you soon.